And now, Lifestyles Unlimited presents the Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Over the next hour, we unfold your map to financial freedom. You'll learn how to retire through investing in single-family and multifamily real estate. You'll learn how to create cash flow and build wealth so you can have the time and money to live the lifestyle you want.
Welcome to the show. My name is Al Gordon, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. On today's show, I have Phillip and Celisse on the show. They've been on the show before, and the last time they were on the show, they imparted some great wisdom upon you. These are people that lived what I consider a very basic lifestyle. They did everything they were told to do in society, and they were just kind of getting by. They were doing all the stuff that they were told to do. They were putting money into 401k and an IRA. They were looking to build a business. They realized that just going through the motions of being an employee wasn't enough to get them to a place of retirement. So in 2020, they discovered Lifestyles Unlimited. And in 2020, we taught them about the power of passive income. And they took notice. They listened to everything that we said, and they went to work changing their lives. Now, 9 months ago, they came on the show and they told you the results that they had achieved up to that point. Now, I will tell you this, a lot can happen in 9 months, and we're going to bring them onto the show today. We're going to talk to them. We're going to find out what exactly happened. I want to dig into how they paid no taxes in 2022. I want to know how they did that, because I actually had to pay some taxes. My effective tax rate was less than 6%, which by Lifestyles Unlimited standards really isn't that great, but they paid absolutely no taxes. So we're going to find out how they did that. We're also going to figure out how they increased their net worth by 134% in just 2.5 years. And they got rid of the chickens. We got to ask them about the chickens. So with no further ado, let me bring Phillip and Celisse onto the show. How you guys doing today? And welcome back.
Good morning, Al. Hope all is well with you. This is great. Good.
Oh, I'm having a blast. So, you know, in 9 months, you can actually create a baby. Isn't that true?
So we heard.
Okay, but that's not what you guys did in 9 months. You didn't, or did you? Did you create another child?
No, we didn't. Wow.
Okay, so I'm way off base with the child thing. Okay, so it's not a child. So what exactly did you guys do in the 9 months since I had the opportunity to learn about everything you've been doing up to that point?
Sure, yeah. Since our last interview just back in September, we've had 3 apartments sell. Woo! And a 4th right now is under contract. Should sell any day and or close any day. And we have another deal that has started cash flowing, and we've gotten into 3 more passive deals. Yep.
You know, I think I heard a little whoop there in your voice when you said you had 3 of them sell. Does that get your blood going? Does that make you feel awesome?
Yeah, this is the contained, controlled police right now.
Oh, well, let's take the restraints off. Let's turn you loose on the radio. Tell me exactly what that felt like. I really want to know what that emotional response was like for you.
I mean, when it came through, Celisse, she just hooped in the hall, and I had to put earplugs in. It was unbelievable. And I was like, what happened? And she was like, well, we just got a property, and we just made this much money. Then I joined in. So,
don't listen to him. He screamed and hollered more than I did.
All right, let me see if I can save you guys here. Was it the realization that everything that you put stock into, and I'm using the word stock in the wrong way, but the fact that everything that you did finally became a full circle event, and you received the rewards that you thought you were going to receive when it occurred? Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I got to mention, so the deal that's selling right now, it'll be closing in here in a few days, and I'm remembering back exactly 2 years ago, because 2 years ago, Phillip, he did his education with Lifestyles. I had done mine first about 6 months prior, and Phillip said, I want to do it too, and so he had been, he's in the Navy as a chaplain, and they had said that he had to quarantine in a hotel before he entered his next duty station. And so he's sitting in the hotel, and he says to me, what am I going to do with this time? I can't leave. And he said, I'm going to do something that is going to be meaningful. He said, I'm going to take the education myself, and then I'm going to do my first deal. And so in 19 days, and this is literally 2 years ago, almost to the day today, he finished all of his lifestyles education, and in 19 days he had closed his first deal. And so that is the deal now that this month we're reaping the benefits for it. So all I can say to people is get that seed in the ground, because 2 years later we're feeling it. We're so glad that he took those 2 weeks and didn't catch up on some series on TV, but that he invested in us and our future.
Okay, so 19 days you're invested, so you buy into this apartment community. So how many days a week do you have to go visit this apartment community and collect rent and clean up the trash and those types of things?
Well, actually, we've never been there in person, so, I didn't physically.
Whoa, wait a minute. You've never seen the property you invested in?
Well, I've seen it on pictures, that Kimberly and James sent me, but I was just like, I never went there in person. Oh,
you got into Kimberly and James' deal?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, now I know why you made so much money, because they worked their butts off, and all you had to do was invest with them, recognize their beautiful talents, and then allow them to make great money for you.
I'll tell you what, they are go-getters. And when I read their resume and I read all their numbers, I was truly impressed with them. And then when we started getting further into the deal and receiving those distributions and whatnot, I was like, these people are the real deal. So we deeply appreciate James and Kimberly on this deal.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because I think I remember looking at that deal that you actually invested in. I didn't invest in it. Shame on me. But yeah, I think that was a deal that was supposed to double your money in about a 4 to 5 year time period, and they were able to get you 50% return on just 2 years, which is the same thing as doubling your money. So now you a $50,000 check that you gave them comes back as a $75,000 check. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thereabout. And so we were. It was amazing. So Phillip and Celisse and I were like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Well, it's closing soon, so it hadn't closed yet, but that's what's in the final numbers that we have been told. So then it was like, okay, well, what are we going to do with that? So now we're on to another deal. We're looking into Podium, and we're keeping our eyes open for another deal, because you can't let that money sit. It's gonna just put it let it grow into another investment. So that's our plan. That's what we've been doing with these other deals. Once they sell, we look for another deal and very quickly try to get that money to another deal to kind of grow those investments, get that snowball effect going.
Well, wait a minute. Now, hold on, Phillip. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you a member of the Navy?
That is correct. And it does occupy a lot of my time. That is true. And
so where's the boat? Aren't you supposed to buy a boat with all this money?
Well, exactly. Right?
Come on, that's the way the Army guy perceives this.
Yeah, that's what they tell me anyway. Where's your boat? Where's your big truck? Where's your, all your toys and big toys and, So, but what I realized was, if I can put my money into something that's actually going to grow, well, I'm not really actually physically there with hands on. Why not do that? Instead of, putting it into something that's really going to lose depreciation really quick that I can only enjoy for a certain amount of time. So
you're looking at all of this money as investment capital. You're protecting this money. When the money comes back to you, you're not spending it on trivial things. You're re-injecting that money back into other assets. Is that the strategy?
Yes, that is the strategy, and it works for us where we're at right now, because I'm still in the Navy and I still have that consistent income, right? And so our financial strategic plan with this is to do exactly that. When that capital returns, to reinvest it.
So who's going to get retired first? I mean, have you guys sat down and done the Rochambeau on that thing, or did you figure out that one person gets it first?
Well, I don't know the way I think it is. If I'm going to retire from the Navy, I'm just going to tag Celisse, and she's going to be it. So she's on track right now to being first.
Awesome. So do we have a date?
So the numbers right now, Philip's been in the Navy 16 years now, and so we are about to catch up with his 16-year career income, and we're 74% of the way there this year.
Awesome. So you got 16 years of active duty, Phillip, and you're going to stay in for the 20 and then take the pension. I mean, obviously, you might as well take it. You've invested so much into it so far. So what does the next 4 years look like for you as you're building a real estate empire on the side of serving in the Navy?
I think it looks like what can we do to kind of keep our expenses down, live at a comfortable level where we're at minimally, but then and use that to kind of push some of that money from the W-2 to these investments and grow them exponentially.
Celisse, when are you going to retire? Is it a year down the road, 2 years down the road? We're going to get you done before Phillip, I know, but what are we forecasting for?
No, I'm already retired. Yeah.
Oh, duh.
All I do now is cook for him and do these investments.
Well, when did that happen?
So in 2000, we started our own business in Alaska, and we were a hospitality business, and it was going amazing. We loved it, meeting people from all over the world staying. And then it just got so labor intense. We realized I cannot sustain this as I get older. And so that's really what got us thinking about passive income and less about investing in a business. And that's just what worked for us. And so, in 2020, our business was shut down in Alaska because of COVID. And so I said, we found Lifestyles. We heard it on we did the 2-day, and then we just did the education, and that's what I've been doing since the end of 2020.
Okay, now I get the picture clearer. See, for some reason I thought you were still working. I thought you still had that business, but
Nope.
Obviously COVID destroyed that business for you, like it destroyed a lot of businesses. But
the business was not destroyed. We just couldn't work it for that year, and so that's what gave us, for so many people, COVID, the whole thing, it really gave people time to focus on what they were doing with their lives, and that's what it was for us. It was a break to step back and reevaluate our goals, and we realized that wasn't for us, that we needed to do passive. And also, so we ended up, the business is still going strong. Someone else runs it. It's not ours anymore. So, it was hard to let go of, but I'm telling you, and not looking back now.
Okay, so now I get it. You've divested yourself of that business. It didn't implode. It was still marketable, but it wasn't the right fit for you guys. Currently, you have the right fit. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about how did they not pay any taxes? I don't get this. Stick around.
Got questions? Call Lifestyles Unlimited at 855-497-4335. The Real Estate Investor Radio Show continues next.
I was at a seminar one time and a guy was sitting up there and he was saying, what you really need is you need the young, aggressive entrepreneur people to go out there and take that money and invest it with them. I walked up to the front of the stage and I said, hey, I'm that guy you're talking about that should be mentoring these people on how to do this. The guy goes, sir, we don't allow solicitation. And I said, no, you don't understand. I'm here to tell you I'm exactly the guy you were telling them to look for. And I'm willing to help them for nothing. And the guy goes, if you don't stop soliciting, I'm going to have the security come and get you. And I said, I can see you're a scam. I'll just leave. Everything I said had gone through the intercom. So I walked out of the seminar room and 200 people followed me. And that's how Lifestyles was started.
Are you ready to get up and follow Dell? Join us today at lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com.
Creating the lifestyle you've always wanted. You're hearing Lifestyles Unlimited's Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome back to the second half of the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. My name is Al Gordon, and I am joined by Phillip and Celisse, and together we are working on your financial freedom. Now, coming up to this point in the show, I've been teasing you the entire time because I want to find out how the two of them avoided paying taxes in 2022. How did you guys pull this off anyway?
Well, as you know, real estate is one of the best ways to not pay taxes. So the first thing that I got to say is about half of our investments were producing. As far as we had two sales, two apartments sale, and then we also had about half of them are generating quarterly distributions. So the other half were newer. They were a lot of renovations going on. So with all of the losses and expenses and depreciation, those deals ended up costing us nothing. We made $61,000 tax-free income, and then what happened, because there was excess of the losses, it offset Philip's income, his W-2 income with the Navy by over $15,000. So when we first talked to our CPA, he said, "Oh, just at first glance, yeah, you're gonna owe something probably," and he gave us an estimate. And so when we got back our returns, we were like, "Wow, we paid nothing," and it blew our minds. We're trying to retrain ourselves to think not like they have, the world has trained us. America has trained us to think that this is how you have to do it. This is what your life has to look like.
Yeah, I'm on board with you guys. As soon as you said we had $61,000 income tax-free, I did some quick math, and I realized that if you were working in a W-2 job, you probably would have had to earn close to six figures, if not six figures, in order to retain $61,000. So good job to you guys. You've replaced a six-figure income so far, and you're not done, are you?
Not even close.
Not even close.
To come.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some of the best that's already come. How is all of this passive income and this wealth generation changed your life? What are you guys doing now that you couldn't do, say, 3 years ago?
Well, one thing, for me is, as Celisse and I, one of our biggest goals was we like to give back to our church, our community, to different things. And so just being able to attend those different venues and being there and hearing certain needs, it's changed our life in the sense where we're not able to say, hey, we can help out financially in this way. Yeah. We can give this much to kind of influence, help this community out. And before, we weren't able to do that. And so I think no doubt these investments have given us that freedom to do that. But not only that, but it's also allowed us to travel a little bit more and to take our family on vacations, which we're doing later this year. We're taking them all to Hawaii, which is a great step for all of us. So, so that's another big one too. So, yeah, and Celisse, you got anything else for that one?
I think when the passive income starts coming in, your focus is able to shift, and you're not thinking about your working years, and you're thinking about this continues, and so you're not piling up for yourself and for your immediate family and thinking, I've got to have this set amount to take care of myself later in life. You completely stop thinking about that, and your mind shifts to the present. And what can I do now to bless my family? What can I do right now? It's like Christmas all of the time. You don't have to wait till Christmas to give a gift, and you get to just pour it on to the people in your life that you love, and then people you don't even know you're able to help. And it's been super freeing for us to not have to focus on the retirement age. It's been awesome.
Right. Yeah. The money is working for you.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing for us too.
We just got back from Israel, and while we were in Israel, we just closed our 12th deal. We got an email, and so we sat in the museum in Jerusalem and did did all the paperwork and submitted it. And within less than 24 hours, one of our deals had sold, the money had been put in the bank account, and then we were already reinvesting that money. So it wasn't sitting around and losing value. That's how amazing Lifestyles is.
And how long did it take you to do all that paperwork sitting in that museum?
So we've done it a few times, and so it takes us now to get through all of it. It takes to read through everything less than 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours to get into an investment, and then you spend zero time actively managing and operating that investment. Yeah. But in the meantime, that investment sends you checks, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right, distributions, and those are 100% tax-free, quarterly distributions.
You're actually investing that money into other people. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing and why you're doing it?
All of us have our goals and reasons for wanting to do investing and passive investing, and I know that there's listeners right now who, they have those goals, and maybe they have parents that they would like to help, or siblings, or even further out than their family, they would like to impact their community. It's opened up the door for us to, I guess something new for us is we saw the real estate as investing, but our focus has shifted now to people are also an investment. And so we like to say that we invest in people now too. And we met Darby as an example in 2021. So we'd only been with Lifestyles for about not even a year, and we had started getting the cash flow, and we're less focused on the future and more focused on the present. And so we met her in a Goodwill while we were in Colorado, and just right away she stood out to us as someone that was super unique, going somewhere in life, but just needed that extra push. And so we started we encouraged her to go to college, which she was not planning to do at the time, and we've been able to support her through that. And she just finished her second year.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty unique. We got, Celisse and I don't have any kids, biological kids of our own.
So this is a purpose in your life that you're able to fulfill because of the power of passive income. Is that a fair statement?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Where would you guys be today had you not found Lifestyles Unlimited 3 years ago? What do you think today would look like?
Wow. We would probably just continue on how we were doing, putting money into the TSP, savings here and there, just living the regular average American life, not really, much of anything, planning for retirement, hoping that the government will give us a good retirement, somebody will take care of us in our old age, just being able to give when we could and if we could. Just, that's probably what it would look like, just an average life. Mm-hmm. And we've decided that we don't want that average life. Mm-hmm.
It's a better outcome, correct?
Yes, that is correct. It's a better outcome.
So what does the future look like for you guys? I mean, you're going to keep building up that portfolio. You're going to keep buying assets. When do you finally retire from the military, Phillip? What's the game plan there?
Well, when I finally retire from the military, our goal is to continue to do these real estate investing, as much as we can, learn even more. I think one thing that we have learned this year is, with our basic knowledge of where we're at right now with our real estate education, thankfully, we've been able to accomplish what we have accomplished. But Celisse and I have just talked about it and discussed, let's further our education. Let's grow our horizons in that area. Because if we do, then think of the other results we could have, even greater results. Mm-hmm. So that's the intent, is to continue to grow that, not only our investments, but our knowledge in that, so we can, in our retirement years, just enjoy, and not only enjoy life, but, just enjoy what God has given to us and share it with other people.
Have you told other people about what you're doing, or have they even asked you what you're doing? Because obviously people have to realize that something's changed in your life.
Yeah, so, there's people that are interested and they'll ask questions, and then there's other people that don't. So anytime we are able, we definitely tell people about lifestyles. We want what we've experienced. We want nothing less for our family members. We want the freedom that we're experiencing now to be theirs as well. And so far, my dad joined first, and then my brother has joined, and my aunt has joined, my second cousin, and I have a couple friends that have joined. And so I think they can look at us and see the enthusiasm, and they can see the results. And so they're all on board, yeah.
So you didn't keep any of this a secret, did you?
I'm so glad that my brother heard Dale on the radio, 2.5 years ago, and told us about it. And so we keep telling everybody that'll listen. There's more out there.
So can I ask, how old are you guys currently? You can give me a range. You can say I'm not going to answer that. However you want to answer that is fine with me.
16 to 85.
I'm just kind of. Whoa.
Oh, you want more specific? So I just completed my 40th birthday, and we're going to be celebrating that in Hawaii. And Phillip is 41.
Awesome. And the reason I ask you guys your age is not to put you on the spot, but I want other people that are in their 30s and their 40s to understand that they can make a difference in their own life just by doing the stuff that we talk about on this radio show, and then becoming a member of Lifestyles Unlimited. Could you have done this on your own? I mean, just listening to the radio shows, or did you need that membership in Lifestyles Unlimited to actually complete the package?
There's no way we could have done it on our own. And I know this because we had tried for 10 years. We were putting away money and saving it, but we knew we could not find something to put that money invested into that would make these kinds of returns. And so once we did the education, we were connected immediately with hundreds of syndicators who were putting together investment deals. And so that's what Lifestyle gave to us, is not just the ability and the mentorship, but also the connections. I would pay so much more than we paid for the education, knowing now what it is worth.
That is an amazing statement to make. And I'm guessing you've made some new friends along the way. Is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement.
Yes, definitely.
We have to give a shout out to all of our leads. They are the most amazing families. They are so hardworking, and they're so focused. And their goals and dreams are similar to ours. They want a better life for their families and their children and their communities. And so it's been amazing. We're going on vacation. We're going back home to Alaska this summer, and we're going to be spending it with some of our leads. We're all going together.
Yeah, that is amazing. Let's just go to Alaska and hang out because we have passive income. Hey, I want to thank you guys for being on the show today. And if you want to get started and you want to do exactly what we're doing, go to lifestylesunlimited.com, get signed up for a free workshop, and let's get you going.
The information and opinions you hear on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers. The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.